Rated Gen Z, where real talks get real. Each episode dives deep into the minds of 18 to 24-year-olds, exploring their dreams, struggles, and perspectives that most people never hear. We're diving into the chaos that defines a generation everyone talks about, but nobody actually listens to. This isn't just a podcast. This is a generation speaking. All right, Zach.
Okay.
So this is not the first time that we've spoken. We did speak on my Rock the Boat YouTube channel. And I was just looking, and when we spoke, it was January 25th or January something. So it's almost a year.
I know, right?
So I feel like there's a lot that you've been experiencing the last year and probably a lot of growth. And so I think this is kind of cool just to kind of get an idea of like what you've learned and what you've been up to. But we
Okay.
got to first like shout out your brand. You want to tell us a little bit about this
Of
before we
course.
start?
Well,
Yeah.
let me get this out my screen. I'm sorry.
No, it's
So,
all good.
well, of course, my name is Zachary, and I'm the founder of Lawville Clothing. And I had started Lawville to prove that young people like us can be successful and free. A lot of us, we don't believe in ourselves. And I discovered and found myself through building Lawville. And I want to share the same feeling that I have with others and inspire others. And just, I want to change the world. That's what I want to do.
I
So
want to change
that's
the
what
world
Lawville
too.
is.
So,
Yeah.
but yes, I obviously after we spoke, I went ahead and placed an order, and I wear this sweatshirt a lot, by the way, and I get a
Thank
lot of
you.
compliments on it. So
Appreciate you. Thank
kudos
you.
to you for, yeah, and I love like all the other, clothing that you've been doing and
Hmm.
everything, and now you have your hats. So this is like what I wanted to kind of get into because, like I said, it's been a year, and I feel like there's probably a lot of lessons that you've learned just from like your entrepreneurial journey.
Hmm.
And also, I have seen you be really good about your social media, about trying to give advice and insight as to like what you're going through to help others as well. So tell me, what has like the biggest thing that you have learned in the last year? Like, is there anything that stands out that you're like, I wouldn't do that again, or I had no
Yes, it's a lot.
idea?
Um, so like when last time I talked to you, I was selling those hoodies
Yeah.
and everything was going well. And I started, I mean, nothing's wrong with ambition, but sometimes your ambition can blind you. And I
Yeah.
was like, I had a little job. I was like, I don't need that job. I'm making money off of Lawville, but I didn't have
Hmm.
enough money, income coming to pay enough, to buy another boat, and stuff started happening in life. And then personal things started happening, and I'm still trying to motivate people, but I had to help myself first.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot about I know what to do with my money now. When I get it, I know how to, I've been doing accounting and doing that because I was all over the place before, and now I've
Yeah.
been doing that. And then like I was always worried about results, and like if a video didn't do good, sometimes I would feel like I did something wrong, but I kind of forgot about the process and why I started. So I had to go back and just I didn't take a break, but I took a mental break, you can
Hmm.
say. And yeah, I learned a lot, and I had a lot of setbacks. I had I had multiple jobs, and I remember I was buying boats in the summer,
Yeah.
and I had got fired from my job, right? Because I got injured. So it was yeah, it was crazy. They fired me because I
Oh,
got injured, and it messed up my whole plans and everything. So I forced myself to try to make other ways of money. So I started making money online on TikTok. And
you
yeah,
did.
yeah,
Okay. In what
yeah.
capacity? Like how? Like just,
So I make faceless accounts, and I just edit other people's videos. And it's like I'm in a Discord, and
that's a
they taught
thing.
me certain details, like you got to post 5 hours apart. You got to make your settings, change the brightness so it's original content, little things. And it opened up my mind to other ideas, and with Lawville, I'm always helping people. I'm always
Yeah.
telling people, oh, you should make money on TikTok online. And I'm always helping people with businesses. And then that gave me an idea. I was like, I want to become a consultant. I want to do
Ooh.
that on this Lawville consulting, like, help people because I do that anyway. I just don't
Yeah.
advertise it, but I meet up with my friend in McDonald's, helping with this brand. I talked to somebody in Dubai on Zoom, helping with their brand. Like I do stuff. I don't advertise it, but
Yeah.
so I have
Well, now
had
you
a lot
are.
of it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, but I love that you didn't let it stop you or
Mm-hmm.
paralyze you because that has happened to me. Like I get paralyzed. Like I'm the type of person where I'm like, "Oh shoot, this isn't working the way I intended it to work. I don't know what to do." Like it's almost
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like I can't do anything else. But the fact
Right.
that you were like, "Okay, I got to do something else," and you were able to do that, like what is it in like what is it about you? Like are you just there's like something like you have this drive in you that like what is it?
Even when yeah, I have drive, but it's like at this point, I my mindset, the way I rewired my mindset is just the way I think. Like it's automatic. Like I can't, even if I feel like giving up, I don't know. Um,
It's just not in you. But
I
I mean, that's like essentially what so
yeah,
many adults are like trying to coach and teach about
yeah.
like changing your mindset. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact that, because you're what, 20 now?
Yes, I'm 20.
Okay, okay, yeah. So now you're 20. And it's interesting. I just recorded a Rated Gen Z podcast, the first one last week with a 20-year-old. And she's also in a place of like understanding how it's important to be authentic and be
Mm-hmm.
yourself because then you're going to attract people that are also that way and you're going to surround yourself with good people. So the fact that like you both are 20 and you both like have already like cracked the code in so many ways at such a young age when someone like myself at 49 is still is like just now scratching the surface of that, like there has to be something there that your age group is like able to kind of take that
I
into
think I
account
think
with, or
it
I don't know what it is.
I think it's because like with social media and stuff, we see a lot of stuff online, like lifestyles, and we're like, dang, I want to get like that. Cause like back then you weren't, it was a lot of access. You couldn't,
Yeah, we
everything was in
couldn't
person.
compare ourselves to anybody else really.
So I feel like I don't know, maybe it's so easy to see stuff online accessible and you feel like you're pressured to now you gotta make yourself like you're making yourself think, you're making your brain work, and now
Yeah.
you gotta be I don't know,
It's
it's weird.
interesting, right? Like I feel
Yeah.
like it is because now you're seeing what everybody else is doing. So it's putting this like pressure on you to be like,
Mm-hmm.
well, if everybody else is doing that and I'm not, what does that say about me? Or like, am I
Mm-hmm.
doing something wrong? Or am I not like learning the way I should be learning? So, I mean, there is something to be said about like social media in that respect, because obviously there's
Mm-hmm.
always the negative part of it, the positive part of it. I feel like, I mean, that's a positive thing for you guys to kind of start addressing issues at a younger age, because
Mm-hmm.
then I feel like you can even become a better version of yourself even sooner in life. So then it gives you the possibilities and the abilities to do even more. And I would hope that that more would be good.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in your case it is. So let me ask you this. Because I was talking about how you talk about like mindset. Like, is that something that you're gonna focus on a little bit more? Is addressing those type of things like on your social media to help others?
Yeah, but I want to do it in a bigger way. My mom gave me an idea. She was like,
Okay.
um, you should, because I was supposed to see David Goggins. He had an event
Oh,
in
really?
Maryland, but I didn't go to it.
Was it the Aspire event? Was it
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, there was one here in LA not too long ago, and I had a couple colleagues go to it, but I wasn't able to go. I think it was out of town or something. But anyways,
Yeah.
he was
But
there. Okay.
it gave me yeah, it gave me an idea. It was like, what if I had a speaker like him? And I was she was like, just host the event, set up the event, and then he can speak to them. And you can do little things like that. And have or I can do podcasts with I want
Hmm.
interact with other speakers like me who have a little more who have more knowledge than me. And then I can then people watching me are inspired because I'm even near these people. And so I want to do like stuff like that, do webinars and stuff. And I had to learn like to just be patient.
Yes.
Um, because like I feel like I'm behind sometimes, but I forget it's a marathon. So I
Yeah,
have a lot
it's
of
a
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a journey and it's definitely like you have to be in it for the long haul for
Hmm.
sure because I think your generation the kind of downside of that is the fact that you guys get really impatient and you want things to happen right away, and you forget that it is a process and you have to trust that process. It's funny, I did a post the other day on my LinkedIn about it because everybody's so focused on the fact that I have like almost 32,000 followers and I have all this engagement. Everyone's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, listen, I had to start somewhere too. And that was 10 years ago. Like it took me 10
Hmm.
years to get to the level where I'm at on LinkedIn. Like it was a process. I had to trust it. I had to trust the journey, all of those things. But it's not easy to do that. Now looking back, I'm so glad I did because now I'm like, it was worth it because
Hmm.
where I'm at now and the relationships that I've built and the fact that I could do this with you is because of LinkedIn, you know? So like you guys do have to kind of be a little bit humbled and reminded that just because you guys are of a different generation, there's technology, doesn't make the process that much quicker necessarily.
Right.
Yeah.
I had another idea I wanted to do. I wanted to start a nonprofit. I will.
Okay.
I am in the future, right? So it's gonna be
I'm like, you
Lawville,
are
right?
yes, you are going to start a
I am.
nonprofit.
Yes. So with Lawville nonprofit, I wanted to do it where people who are want to start a business, I want to create a program, a month program where they have learn everything that teaches them. You know, I have teachers, professors teach them everything in a month, and they have to pass the test at the end um, to pass the test, and then they'll get, let's say they get $5,000, but they can only do it every year. I want
Okay.
to do something like that and just give money out to people, but they have to pass the test first to
Yeah.
because it goes both ways. You have to actually try.
Yeah,
So
you
I
have to
want to do
earn
something
it.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Um,
that you have so many ideas. And I'm
yeah.
assuming you have like a journal or something, a notebook that you write them all down, right? I don't.
Um,
I'm so bad at that.
I used to, but I don't. Yeah, I need to write it back down.
Yeah, I reminded my like the other day I was like, Raquel, why aren't you writing these things down? Because I'm at an age where I forget everything. So like then when I'm in bed the night before, I'm always thinking of all these things and I'm like, I should write it down. I'm like, no, because I'm too lazy because it's already like dark and I don't want to have to turn on
Hmm.
the light. I'm like, I'll remember it when I wake up. And then lo and behold, I wake up and I'm like, what was that idea?
You know what I do too? I record it, or if I'm in the car driving, I'll just record talking to myself. Like, all right, Zach, this is what you need to do, and I just talk to myself.
That I've been
And
told to do that and I don't do it and you do it. Oh my gosh. See, like this is where I feel like I'm so behind.
and now,
Okay, so you take notes, you have all these ideas. I mean, are there like actionable steps that you're taking to kind of get to those certain goals? Like
yeah.
how are you
So
doing that?
um, it, it's all just starts with I'm okay. I'm doing a new schedule. I've been trying to follow it. Wake up early in the morning. I'll
Okay.
try to do like write two scripts, and I do record one video, and then I after that I'm done with that. I do my newsletter. After that, I record TikTok videos and post that for that, and
Okay.
then I work out. I'm trying to do it. I haven't been doing it consistently, but I don't beat myself up because
Yeah,
I
give
do
yourself
have
some
most of
grace.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just been trying to create a schedule, and then I've been saving up more money. And then I feel better when I have more plans I want to do
Yeah.
for my new launch I'm doing, and it just makes me feel better. And then I it just makes me feel better when I actually you
Like
know
accomplish certain things. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Or
Yeah.
I feel like I already accomplished it when I planned it in my brain because I know it's gonna happen, you know. And I just
Yeah.
get excited when I think of new things, and then yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So as far as like your clothing, you're still doing that as like still putting all that time and energy into it. You're just also adding other things to your plate, or are you kind of have you backed off a little bit on that?
I'm still doing clothing. The only thing extra thing I added
Was like the
was
TikTok
just
stuff and that. Yeah.
yeah, this is I saw the income for that. For it's all for the business though.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you said you
And then
because you when we scheduled this, you're like, oh, I have to go to work. So do you also have like another job that you actually
yeah,
physically
yeah,
go
I have a
to?
job. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the job I got fired from when I
Yeah.
got because I got injured, it was interstate batteries.
Okay.
Um so yeah, it's a bunch of heavy batteries and I pulled my back out on the job.
Yikes.
Yeah, I should probably file for workers' comp. I just haven't done it yet. But
It's probably a lot
anyway,
of
after that,
paperwork.
yeah. Um I needed a quick job real quick. So
Yeah.
I start working at Shake Shack and I'm on the grill. So I've been doing that right now. Just
Okay.
get grinding, just getting
But
it.
Zach, like that is very humbling. Like I think too many younger adults think that like they can't do those type of jobs because it's not like glamorous and it's almost like
Hmm.
beneath people. I mean, and even adults kind of are the same way, right? Like, and the fact that you're like, hey, I took a job on at Shake Shack because I need, the income and I need to like supplement and all of those things. Like, I love that you're being very transparent and honest about it because that is the reality. Like I was talking to a
Hmm.
woman the other day and she's like, I think I'm going to take a job and she's my age, 49, and she's like, I think I'm going to take a job at the local Trader Joe's so I can have some benefits and then this and that. Like because she also like in a position where she's like I need to do something more. And I was like, good for her for just being like really just like got to do it.
Right. All right. I gotta do something now. I can't let my ego and my
Yeah.
pride uh, make me stay down. Nobody cares anyways. You
Yeah.
know what I do. Yeah. So and then also I should have my degree by next summer. So when I get that, I'm gonna and I've been looking at entry level jobs and then I
Okay.
wanna, do stuff like that. And I've been looking at little things. So that's the plan. That's planned out for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I have a lot of I want to collaborate with a lot of influencers. That's what I'm about to do
Okay.
and next year. So I'm about to be doing that a lot. So my social media, I'm going to be very present. Right now it doesn't look like a lot, but I have a lot of stuff planned. That's why I'm,
Yeah.
I'm excited. And yeah,
No, I love that. You'll have to help me like promote this
of
podcast
course. Yeah.
because that's the same thing too. Is like I thought about it. I'm like, I need to have kind of obviously I'll have any age, anyone in the 18 to 24. Like I'm not in any way like have any kind of like prerequisite like
Hmm.
things that but at the same time I also see how important it is to be able to have guests like yourself that do at some point have like a very large social media presence to help me get the word out of what I'm doing. So I mean, it's smart what you're doing. I mean, that's like the wave of the future is like influencer marketing.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
I mean, you're doing the right thing on that. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, just anyone listening to this anyways who like might be someone that's hiring, like they're going to see that you have an amazing work ethic and that is really difficult to come by, I think a lot of times. Like especially your age group once again like I think there's that maybe kind of narrative around the fact that you guys are like your work ethic isn't the greatest. I don't know,
Hmm.
I mean you're proving everybody wrong if that's what they're thinking right now. That's for sure.
Thank you. I don't a lot of us we have good work ethic. It's just like we're not we don't know what I don't know like because when I was in high school I didn't really do nothing in high school. I didn't do nothing really. And
Well,
I
I
didn't
feel like
know.
that's like normal. I didn't do
Yeah.
anything either.
Yeah, and I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. And some people still feel like that now. They don't know what they
Yeah.
want to do at all. But they think there's something wrong with them. It's
Yeah.
not that. They just don't haven't found their interest yet. But once I found I just but I, the way I found my interest was just doing things, and that's what I want I need that's all people need to do is just start doing things and start making their brain work. It's just they're stagnant, they're comfortable, and they already believe it's too late. So I just
So what do you tell yourself? Like, is there like, do you have like a mantra or something that you like for instance, when the with Lawville and the hoodie situation and everything, like you're like, oh my gosh, like how do you tell yourself or like what do you tell yourself to be able to like push through that and know that you're gonna be okay and that it's just a lesson learned? Like I want to know like how you talk to
oh
yourself.
well okay well I I meditate a lot too. I
You
meditate, so
do. And
yeah, yeah.
how
So
do you meditate? Because I think there's so many ways to meditate. Like, what is your way of
I just
meditating?
deep breaths. I do it like just keep doing deep breaths. Close
And
my
you do it
eyes.
in the
Sometimes I
morning when
listen.
you first wake up, or you kind of do it like throughout the day if you need to?
I try to in the morning, but
Okay.
I'm just too tired. I do it
Yeah.
at nighttime before I go to sleep,
Nighttime. Okay.
and it helps you sleep better too. It helps me sleep better.
Okay.
And then, so I just close my eyes, just sit there and just think about anything I want to think about. It's not. you don't have to think. You can do whatever you want. You're in your own
Yeah.
world, you know. And I
It's
just
being
relax
present.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes my brain relax and stuff. And then you know what I do? Like I'll keep my eyes like this, and I'll go to sleep. Like I won't open my eyes. I just when after I'm done, I just go to sleep like this, like with my eyes closed, and I just fall straight to sleep.
That's
But it helps.
tough because most people will like open their eyes. That's like in the morning. There are times where I know I'm awake, but I purposely won't open my eyes yet because I want to also kind of have like a little meditative state in the morning of
Hmm.
like gratitude and like, okay, this is like what I envision my day to be like. But it's really hard not to open your eyes when you first wake up.
Yeah.
So I,
No,
so
right.
for you to do that at night, but like what positive phrases are you telling yourself?
Um, I don't. I
Like you,
just think
I'm
I don't
assuming
tell
you
myself.
talk to yourself.
Yeah, I do sometimes. Like it just helps me relax my brain and just rethink everything out. Because sometimes when I'm awake and moving all day, my brain is all over the place. I'm just thinking I'm doing something wrong, but everything is going fine. But
Yeah.
it's just in my brain. I'm like, I need to do this at a certain time. Just making up stuff as expectations that everything is fine though. So when
Oh,
I
okay.
meditate, it just helps me relax. And with what you said about pushing, keeping me pushing. Well,
Yeah.
when I thought about Lawville, I'm already I like throughout the years, 2 years that I've been already doing this, I thought about Lawville like 40 years out already. Like I'm thinking
Okay.
about 40 like years out. So um that's what I'm not really worried about anything. Um I'm come I don't know, like
No, that's fantastic. I'm telling you, Zach, like adults take years and years and are still like struggle. Like I said, I go to
yeah.
therapy every week. Like I'm still trying to like remind myself that I'm worthy and I'm deserving and of success and of thing like, and but it's like hard because at my age at 49 you get really wired like you get set in your way so for you to be able to already like we rewire your brain in a way that is already like positive as opposed to
Yeah.
like the negative thinking because they say that we're wired to like automatically think negatively and it sounds like you don't.
You know what it is? I do think negatives, but like sometimes, but like also it is. I just don't care. I don't worry about stuff. That's what it is too, and it helps. It relieves a lot of stress. I just don't
Yeah,
care about stuff. Like
that's
not in a bad way,
amazing.
but like I just don't. Yeah, it is what it is. That's what I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, good
keep
for
moving.
you. Yeah, like you don't necessarily have to overthink it. You just
Yeah,
are in a place in your life that
yeah,
like you have already kind of figured that out and it's
yeah.
only going to get that muscle is only going to get stronger the more you exercise it and then it's going to be even
Hmm.
more like concrete for you where it's going to be like second nature to have that mindset.
Right. And I overthink a lot, but
I think all
I just
entrepreneurs and all people that are that type have had that type of ambition like
yeah.
you do. I think that I think that's kind of like necessary to
Yeah.
kind of overthink a little bit.
Yeah, and then when if I ever have negative thoughts and stuff, I have to watch what I consume, and then you got to watch what you
Mm,
eat. Just watch stuff around you.
yeah.
Who are you hanging around? And so I try to go on YouTube at least for an hour or two. I haven't been doing it a lot, but like watch
Okay.
something that I can learn, something that's gonna inform me, like learn about the psychology tricks of marketing, and then it just give me
Yeah.
ideas. It makes me feel better about myself and
Yeah.
stuff.
No,
And
I do that. I've been doing the same. Like at night, and because before I would watch like a lot of Netflix series. As of
hmm,
late, I've just been watching on YouTube, like I don't know if you know Jay Shetty or Mel Robbins or like
I never
thought
heard of them.
leaders. Oh yeah, you need to. I think you would actually benefit from
Hmm.
watching them. So they're very much around like health, wellness, personal growth, like all of that. So they have like top neuroscientists, top psychologists, top nutritionists even actors like celebrities, like and everything. But the conversations that they have, you learn so much and you walk away like feeling much better about yourself because you
Hmm.
feel like I just spent the last hour and a half or so like actually taking in information that is going to help me and my
Right.
brain and it's going to be better for me than watching something kind of mindless. Obviously there's nothing wrong with watching
Hmm.
like mindless TV, but if that's
Yeah, of
all you're
course, yeah.
consuming, so yeah, I would go ahead and definitely watch them. Like they inspire me
Okay.
so much. But yeah, that's smart too, because it is true. What you consume really makes a difference in how you think and
Hmm.
feel for sure. Do you have any recommendations of like for other people of like what you watch or like accounts or anything that you think would be beneficial for people
I
to
don't.
follow?
Yeah. Well, I just search because I want to know everything. So sometimes in my head, I write a list like, what is it like? I want to know everything. So what is the first thing I want to learn? So that's how I do. And I just like, oh, I
Okay.
want to learn how to do this. I want to learn Spanish. I want to be good at math. I
Yeah.
want to do that. And that's how I well watch people, or if I have like something going on in my life, I'll search up the situation. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Or I'll do stuff like that.
Huh.
I'm drifting away. Can you say the question again?
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if like
Uh,
you had any like I was just recommending like Jay Shetty and like Mel Robbins and like, like I didn't know if you had
Okay.
anybody that you kind of look up to that you
Um,
want to maybe recommend to people. Cause like, yeah, I wonder sometimes like your age group, like who are you guys listening to? Like who are you guys looking up to? And I don't know if you had
yeah,
anyone in particular.
I don't I don't have a specific person,
No.
honestly.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, no, I mean obviously like you're someone that is willing to just kind of listen to anyone and everyone if that's what
Yeah.
it takes, right? No, I'm very like specific of I already know what like I connect with and what's gonna, draw me in or what's gonna bore me,
Hmm.
so I'm assuming for you too, you kind of know right away if you like look something up and someone pops up and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, this person's not gonna be someone
I've
that I'm
been
gonna like
yeah.
feel.
I've been getting back in I was making YouTube videos, but I have to get back into it. But YouTube is it's a long grind.
I know I that's the thing is like it's when the people that jumped on the YouTube train years ago when it first started like they're killing it, but it's like any platform, right? When it gets super
Hmm.
saturated, it's
Hmm.
harder. So like even with TikTok, like I feel now TikTok is the thing, which I don't know the whole ban situation how that's going to affect it, but I feel like for a lot of us that haven't really done TikTok, when we get on there, it's like very overwhelming and it's like the algorithms and everything. So are you like you're like studying all of the behind like the analytics of how to
Yeah.
make it work?
So yeah, with my when I started doing my faceless channel, it helped me a lot to learn about, the algorithm. I understand it more,
Okay, I'm gonna
and
have
the
to ask
analytic.
you questions on that at some
What'd you
point.
say?
I'm gonna have to ask you like advice on at some point.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I got you. I got you. And like I learned about like certain like hooks people say in the beginning, and I learned about like also learned about storytelling. So I started writing my scripts different. So they say don't say and then and like it just sounds like you're just building it up. So you should always say but also then but this happened therefore and then yeah that happened but then this happened. Like it just
Oh,
sounds.
so even the way that you are wording your story, because I do a lot of storytelling,
Hmm.
but I do think I say and then.
Yeah. So it's little things like that I've been learning, and little sound effects. And yeah, when I look at analytics, like it'll say like 30% retention rate. That's retention rate. That's really good. Like if it's over 20%, that's good. So it's certain things like that. And then like
Okay.
with TikTok, it's kind of weird. You need to like when you have an account, you need to keep liking and commenting on other stuff so they don't
Yeah,
think you're a
that's where
bot.
I'm like really bad when it comes
Yeah.
to TikTok because I don't mind scroll like I don't just like mindlessly scroll TikTok. I
Hmm.
mindlessly scroll Instagram and that's where I'll engage and do stuff. So my Instagram I do better, but that's the thing, Zach, is like you guys are all on TikTok. So it's like I have to kind of put myself out there more, but it does freak me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little
And I
intimidating.
understand. Yeah. And you know what? I also I just look at other people's videos and see what they do, and I take ideas and I just remix them. If I can't think of anything, I'll just look at I just go on TikTok and then
Yeah.
but yeah, I noticed like you can get shadow banned and like you'll be stuck in the 200 view, the jail view. That's what they say.
Yeah, I guess that's my
Yeah.
I guess I'm shadow
Yeah.
banned. I don't know why, but
Yeah, you just gotta just start liking people's stuff and commenting on other
oh, is
videos so
that what
they
it
you
is? They're
don't think you're a
basically
bot.
forcing me to engage and be like, listen, lady, you can't just post and not like
Yeah.
engage in other people's stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna think you're a bot. And then yeah, so
Oh,
it's little details like that I learned, and it helped me. My face, like I said, my face has helped me to
yeah.
actually make videos for myself, and so I have a lot of things I'm gonna do. And I've been
Okay.
testing out new things, and I'm seeing results, and what doesn't work and what does.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to be someone that I might have to lean on a little bit.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like, I'm a different generation, but I'm trying to
Hmm.
reach your generation. So it's like
Hmm.
me having to understand all those nuances is important. And I get it, like where, it's so overwhelming for people that they don't even just try. They just kind of give up on it. But I feel like if you're really trying to reach a demographic or you're trying to put yourself out there, sell something, have a business,
Hmm.
like it's you gotta be present on social media.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, yeah, and it's just one step at a time. One step at a time. Just it doesn't even if you don't start uploading that day, you make an account, you don't upload. As long as you made that account that day, that's a step right there, you know. People don't look at it like
I
that,
love
you
that.
know. Yeah. So,
Yes, every step is an accomplishment, just like you had said
hmm,
earlier. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's a good kind of lesson for everyone
yeah,
to
yeah.
learn. I feel like you just have so much growth ahead of you. Like already you've grown so much, but just like listening to you and talking to you today as opposed to a year ago, like already just even the way you're speaking is you're just so much more comfortable in who you are, and you're kind of like I said, just willing to just accept certain things that have happened and to talk about them and be okay with it and be like it happened, moving on, and this is what I
Hmm.
learned, and not to like dwell on it and let it affect you. Like I think that in itself, just seeing that in you, I hope really kind of inspires a lot of people to understand
Thank
that
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
me
it's a
too.
process. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're amazing. Like
Thank you. You are
that's
too.
thank you. But no, this is like I don't think you guys realize that when I talk to you, like you guys inspire me so much. Like I myself walk away feeling like I just went through a therapy session. So I'm like hoping that that like happens for other people, adults,
Hmm.
younger adults, everyone. So I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me again. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. And
I'm
I'm
always
going to keep
excited.
inviting you on because I feel like you're going to have a lot to contribute, and you have a lot of value in this brain of
Thank
yours,
you.
in this mind of yours. So I
And
feel like you could be a good like reoccurring guest.
of course, yeah. And I appreciate you for making this podcast and for others, to inspire the youth and stuff. I think that's a what's the one I'm trying to say? That's a big thing to do, like
Thank you. You
yeah.
know what? I appreciate that because once again, it's like hard when you're doing something that is not like because a lot of people tend to do what everybody else is doing. And I feel like I'm doing something that not many people are doing. And so it is a little bit kind of like, does that mean that there's not an audience for it or people don't want to hear it? But I feel like because there isn't much out there, there, that's why people they don't realize they need this yet.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. The things that you're doing, like that you're just doing you standing out, that's going slow. It's slow right now because it's not trending, it's not
Yeah.
fast, but
Well,
it's
I
gonna
haven't even
last for
announced it yet. Like I haven't
oh, okay.
announced it like publicly. Like I'm trying to get
Okay.
at least quite a few episodes under my belt so that when I
Okay.
announce it,
Okay.
like I can like, kind of be very consistent about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why it's a little bit different. But the fact that I can have guests even before I've announced it also proves to me that like this is something, because if I'm reaching out
Mm-hmm.
to anybody and they're saying, yeah, sure, I'll be on your podcast. I'm like, okay, well, if they were saying no, then I should probably worry.
Yeah. Now you're fine.
Listen, we all have our like, our things that we get caught up in our heads. And
Yeah.
that I still struggle with that. That's why therapy's been good for me.
I never been to therapy before, but I wouldn't mind trying it.
It's a game changer, Zach. Like it really
Mm.
is. It really makes you like very self-aware, and it makes you like if something happens or you react a certain way, it's able for you to figure out where that's coming from and why you're acting that
Mm-hmm.
way or why you're thinking that way or why something
Mm.
triggers you. And then once you're able to detect what it is and identify it, then it's like, oh, okay, that's why. And that makes sense. Okay, moving
Mm.
on, as opposed to sitting and dwelling into something. So I encourage everybody to do it. You don't necessarily have to have some crazy, like, catastrophic thing happen in your life. It's more of just
Mm-hmm.
understanding, like, because your childhood has a lot to do with it, and just your
Hmm.
upbringing and your family and your surrounding, your environment, and it just helps you understand how to navigate, I think, the world better.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so, maybe we could talk about that another time
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I'm still cheap and I haven't upgraded to the I'm gonna
Me,
start up
me neither.
I'm gonna upgrade to the Zoom. I feel like I probably at
Okay.
this point probably should upgrade. But yeah, like how can people like reach out to you or follow you or just kind of get to know you a little bit better if they want to?
All right, so well, you can go to my Instagram, Lawville underscore, or it's the same on TikTok, Lawville underscore, and then I also have a website called lawvilleclothing.com. So that's where you can find me. And yeah,
Yeah. That okay, awesome. And plus, obviously when I put this out there, I'll be tagging you and putting
yeah,
all
yeah.
that info too as well. But I want you to stay on real quick. But thank you, Zach. I appreciate you being a guest on Rated Gen Z. You're my number 2 episode. So
Okay.
you're part
I'm
of the
honored.
beginning process. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Zach. If you enjoyed this episode and you're between the ages of 18 and 24 and would like to be a featured guest, go to rock.vision. Until next week.